Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mangg. Welcome back to Hanging with Mangg, episode 390. Today, we're playing Smite, which I started playing a couple days ago. It's a free-to-play game from the same people that did... Well, the same publisher, I think. I don't think it's the same... I think they have some internal teams. But anyway, the same publisher as Paladins, which I played quite a bit of. And, so it's got a lot of the same kind of design principles as Paladins with, like, monetization, characterization, graphical style, things like that. So it's kind of familiar. But it's a third-person MOBA. Although, I'm not really playing the MOBA game mode. I'm playing the arena game mode, which is pretty much just like a third-person team deathmatch. There's like slight MOBA elements to it, but mostly it's just a big team deathmatch in like a circular or oval arena.
Bologna.
I don't like MOBAs, so I'm glad that this mode exists. But what really drew me to this game, I guess, was the characters, actually. Having all these different, like, mythological figures and stuff like that in game form. Such as, such as Cernunnos or Jormungandr. We got Jormungandr on our team, and you have, Cthulhu, or you have Cuchulainn, or you have Tyr, Ymir, the frost giants on there, and Baron Samdi's on. There's so many. They have like 119 characters. It's astronomical. And so there just isn't really many games with that kind of interesting roster. And so
A soldier should be prepared.
It's not really what I wanted to do, but I don't have all the gods. I haven't spent the $30 to unlock them all. But so far I've really been drawn to Bologna, who is just a badass female warrior. She just beats the shit out of everybody, and it makes me feel good. So you can see like the MOBA elements here, where you kill enemies in order to get like gold and buffs, and you're buying upgrades, you're buying new equipment to augment your character. You have to purchase upgrades for your skills and things. But then aside from that, it's mostly just an arena, just a team deathmatch. And you level up throughout the match and stuff like that. And there's minions. See these minions that constantly get fed. And they're a big portion of how to win. Just making sure to kill minions and keep yours alive.
Rally here!
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Gotta retreat. So, it reminds me kind of like WoW arenas. Like, it kind of has a similar feel to it for some reason. I didn't like WoW arenas that much, but I like this. So it's just, I don't know. It feels more like something like Paladins or Overwatch than a MOBA, you know, because of this mode at least.
Has been slain. Minions have reached your fortress. An enemy has been slain. Killing spree.
So yeah, I don't just enjoying it. That's all I can say. I've only played for a couple days, but.
Double kill.
Nice.
Killing spree. Triple kill.
Anyways, aside from that,
An enemy has been slain. Rampage.
this week on this channel,
Slain an enemy. Die. Double kill. Rampage.
we did more Elden Ring and more Triangle Strategy, as promised. I promise and I deliver.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Rampage. An enemy has been slain.
Maybe it was just because you were so sleepy, you were dying laughing at me cracking on Lego last night.
No reason to hold back.
An enemy has been slain.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is just,
Double kill.
it's just Two Brothers tradition to just rag on Lego, but I don't know, man. I just get frustrated when people don't read things and don't pick up on things and stuff like that, and just ask questions expecting the answers to be handed to them.
That's enough.
Unstoppable. Unstoppable.
Yeah, so Elden Ring and Triangle Strategy. I've got so many Elden Ring videos, it's not even funny. Basically, you know, just picture like it's as if I played through Assassin's Creed Valhalla and I just recorded everything I did. I mean, it's just
Double kill.
doing a full Let's Play of a big open world game. It takes a lot of time. But it's a good one.
Define. Double kill. Double kill.
Damn, dude, they're shredding.
An enemy has been slain. Deicide.
Triangle Strategy, I have not recorded ahead. I'm just
Immortal.
because right now, if I want to record anything, it's just more Elden Ring. And so I basically am just recording Triangle Strategy if it comes to the fact that I need to upload Triangle Strategy.
Triple.
Oh, nice triple.
Killing spree. Immortal.
That's enough.
Stealing my kill.
Double kill.
Serenunos. This is the second time I've been in a match with one where he just destroyed everything. Should probably pick that god up. But like, yeah, I'm definitely playing against new opponents. Arachne just running in on her own. That's what you get. That is what you get. Get. Oh, I'm in the... Ah. That's good. Wow, we already won. Holy shit. Wednesday, we did Soul Ash as the variety stream, which I had fun with. Nobody watched it, but I had fun with it. So this Wednesday, we'll try to come up with something that a few more people might be interested in. I don't know what it will be, but we'll figure something out. Top assist. That's not what I want to see. That's not what I want to see, man. Okay. Thank you. And then yesterday, Two Brothers Play, we did Core Keeper, which, pretty interesting game. If you didn't watch the stream at all. Basically a mix of Terraria and Stardew Valley, where you're just co-op underground, procedurally generated world with different biomes, but it's all underground. And you're growing crops, you're building up your base, you're going out with your weapons and killing enemies and bosses and things like that. Pretty cool so far. We're going to be playing that again next week. So that's all good. I saw another game was coming out soon. Oh, Final Fantasy. Right? Final Fantasy Origins or whatever. Origin. Coming out on March 18th, which is in 5 days. I have not looked at any footage of it. I have not played any demos of it. I don't know anything about it other than it's kind of Souls-like-ish. It really does seem like something that I would do a Let's Play of, but we're swamped. We're swamped right now, so I'm not planning to Let's Play it on March 18th. Renting gods. I'm not gonna rent no god. Let's play as Artemis. I mean, just the fact that there's a character named Artemis. I have played as her before. I do kind of like her. So yeah, I'm not planning on doing a Let's Play right away for it. If it gets good reviews, if Lobos Jr. gives it his approval, it's very possible we'll do a Let's Play of it later on. But there's a lot of games coming out this year. It's kind of crowded, so we'll see. It could just get swept away in the mix. And I'm not planning on playing it on my own or anything like that. Like, still, most of my time is spent with Elden Ring. So, yeah. Mulan is in the roster, which is interesting because Mulan's not supernaturally gifted in any way, right? Do I have that wrong? I don't know. You might as well put Joan of Arc in the game then. Although, I guess maybe that's not quite the same. But you've got like Ymir, Loki, Baron Samedi, Artemis, Kukulkan, and then Mulan. I mean, it's just, I don't know.
The hunt begins.
Seems a little odd. Yeah, so that's that. Over on the Exploring series. I released a video on... It was on something. No doubt about it. It will come to me, as always. Oh, God. Like an age ago. It was an eternity ago. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. What the hell did I work on? It was short. It was a shorter episode. Wasn't anything in the desert. I don't think. Wasn't anything in the ocean. The hell was it? It's like listening to an old man trying to remember his childhood. This was only like a week ago. This was on Monday. This was posted.
Get out of this.
I don't know. I literally cannot remember what the hell Monday's video was. Is that a good or a bad thing? I think that was a good thing. Shit. No. Damn it. I'm just trying to fucking remember this video. God. Foundations. Thank you. Jesus. Lord almighty. It was so forgettable, I guess. Okay, yeah. So time travel, but kind of weird. I wasn't a big fan of it, I'll be honest. I wasn't a big fan of it, but people did seem to like it. I can't catch a break. The Tanuki. Whatever the hell he is. I got Loki on my ass. It's Bastion. Yeah, so Foundations, okay. It exists. But this week, I worked on a big old video for the Bellerverse, which was mentioned briefly in my Canon video. It now has its own big video, over an hour long, which is a little misleading, because that makes it sound like some grand, comprehensive overview, when really most of that length is due to me reading out a single tale. It's a good tale, so I don't think it's a bad thing, but just as a fuck. Just as a fuck. This is why I mostly play Bellona, because she's just the best.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Get fucked, bitch. Get fucked, bitch.
The tide falls. Not as soft as it looks.
Damn it.
You have been slain.
Nikki Knows is very entertaining. Oh yeah, that's a fantastic SCP. It bothers me that more channels have not covered Nikki Knows. I'm sure they will. I think all the SCP channels just kind of like look at what other ones are doing. They're like, yeah, that would be a good idea. 'Cause I've definitely done that for. I've looked at like Volgan's videos, just like to see what like long ones he's done, and be like, oh, I haven't covered that. That would be good. Over there.
Spree.
Yeah, so Bellerverse, really like it. I hope to see a lot more authors write stuff in the Bellerverse, because I want to do a follow-up video.
An ally has been slain.
But yeah, the tale that I read could have easily been its own standalone video, but I think having all the extra context does help.
An enemy has been slain.
Fuck you, Loki.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
I don't know why I did that. Hint on tomorrow's video. Yeah, the Bellerverse. That's what I said.
Killing spree.
It's over an hour. Despite that, it didn't take as much work as a normal hour-plus video. Because most of it was just a straight reading, and the artwork is all just like fantasy stuff or post-apocalyptic sort of ruin kind of thing. Is this just third-person League of Legends? Yes.
Minions have reached your portal.
I mean, this mode less so than other modes, because this is just basically a team deathmatch, but yes, that's what Smite is. And then I think next week's video is food SCPs, finally. It's been on the poll for about a year. So we're finally going to discuss some weird food. You know. But there's some caveats, because it's food SCPs, but not any food that self-replicates. So the cakes... Because the cake thing... I feel like that's more of a self-replicating SCP than a food SCP. I think that self-replicating is its defining feature.
An enemy has been slain. Rampage. Double kill. Slain an enemy. Triple kill. Unstoppable. Double kill. Killing spree.
Smite is a lot of fun. I heard it's kind of abandoned in updates. I mean, I have no idea. I started playing 2 days ago.
An ally has been slain.
So it's all fresh to me.
Double kill. Rampage.
Any SCP could be a food SCP if you're brave enough. You know, if you want to just put that as one of the first comments on the video when it releases, I'm sure it'll be close to top comment. So your vid from SCP Illustrated on SCP-1730. Voice is perfect for run your ass off, it's going down, announcement messages. That's basically exactly what he told me when he asked me if I wanted to do the voice. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean... It's a little bit of a bummer, I'm going to be honest. A little bit of a bummer, because now that I'm doing a bit more voice acting, you'll hear it in the Bellerverse video, definitely, where I get pretty, like, growly and raspy on it. Like, my hope would be that, like, other people asking me to borrow my voice, like, that would be an opportunity for me to get a little crazier with it. But I don't think most content creators actually watch most other content creators' videos, because, I mean, it's a lot of effort. So then when they think of me, or when they think of, like, oh, well, we need a voice here that's like an announcement. Oh, we'll get the Explorers here. And so that's basically all I ever do if someone asks for a voice, is like, can you read this announcement? Or like, you know, this like interviewer or something like that. It's okay, I don't mind, but I could do more if people ask. I could try at least. This is a very close game. Holy shit. That was practically a one-shot. Okay, why won't it auto purchase? I don't know. Ow!
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree. An enemy. Be right back. Double kill. Rampage.
Oh my god. Whatever they got going on, I'm just getting destroyed.
Killing spree.
I assume because I don't have any defensive items.
Rampage.
I think I set up the auto buy thing. Fucked. I think it's fucked.
Shut down.
Like, I don't know why this is not. That should all be purchased, and that should be purchased, and so on.
Shut down.
This is a very close game. Fucking Loki on my ass. Yeah! Speaking of other SCP creators, watching other creators' content is watching an SCP-related video where they were discussing Keter duty with the writers, and I was mentioned there. At the time, I had done the video on that like a month before, so you thought that was neat. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, most of the authors on SCP are pretty big fans. Which is fantastic. I mean, DJ Cactus is like my biggest fanboy, which is great because I'm like his biggest fanboy, so it works out. But yeah, I mean, many times I've heard directly from the authors how great it was when I make a video on one of their SCPs. But I've heard the opposite as well, that from people that just, not directly, but I've overheard. People are just furious. Mostly not about the actual like way I covered it or anything, but just any YouTuber that covers their SCP and they are profiting from their work. It's outrageous. It's like, well, that's the game, man. That's how it goes. But yeah, most SCP authors are pretty glad to see their work covered like that. Anywho, so yeah, that's... I have started recording Secret of Evermore, slowly but surely. It's just like, you know, at the moment, breaking away from Elden Ring just to play Secret of Evermore. He had a video where he talked with DJ Cactus. I think it was back in December, January. I might know who you're talking about. I think that guy's been doing a lot of interviews, and he asked me if I wanted to do an interview on Twitch. And I temporarily declined just because I don't really like doing anything. I don't like doing anything, but let's see. We could play Cucullin. He's pretty cool. He's not like godlike or anything, but he is cool. I also find Olorin is pretty cool. I haven't played as Thor yet. Thor is an assassin class, which is not what you would expect, but that's how they've designed him. I guess we already have an assassin, and we've got, I don't know what percent, oh, we've got a couple mages. I should play a tank. Let's play Ares. I have not played as Ares. I'm gonna auto purchase. It's not very good, just the default auto purchase, but it makes me think less. Yeah, that's the guy. I might do an interview with him at some point, but I don't know. I'm not very interesting. Like, I'm not really part of the community. I'm not a dedicated SCP channel, for one, and I don't really want to be. I just make a lot of the videos. And I like SCP, but I don't participate in much. And then, like, asking me about, like, how I make the videos is really... I think people always expect it to be far more interesting than it is. It's not. It's really not. All I do is just read stuff, summarize it, and then I just sit in front of a computer and talk into a microphone and read my script. Like, it's not... Like, when Angry Video Game Nerd did, like, his making of episode where he talked about all the different things that go into making an episode, that's far more interesting than what I do. Okay, so I throw out shackles that cripple. I can buff everyone around me. And we want to do that when I'm shackled, people. And then I can do a flamethrower. Okay.
Minions have spawned.
I've just realized this is the first time I've ever spawned on this side. Isn't that wild? Played like a dozen of these matches. I'd be dying though. Ow.
An ally has been slain.
So yeah, I don't know what people can ask me that I'm really going to be able to provide that interesting of an answer for. So yeah, that's definitely a reason to not do it. It's getting hot. It's getting hot here, man. It's getting hot here. Fuck. God of War, man. You mentioned you're not very interesting. Disagree. Make Monday mornings very happy. No, I mean, I know my videos are interesting, but the process of making them is not. And, I mean, if you ask me stuff about, like, movies or video games, I mean, I might be able to provide some interesting commentary, but just specifically, like, an SCP discussion for an hour, I don't know. Yeah, that's a retreat scenario for sure. Anywho, this weekend we had I had some bunch of friends over, stay overnight, do a bunch of board gaming, things like that. Really did not last long. You know, our gaming weekends are definitely getting shorter and shorter. Ah, it's hard to hit that. Pretty much, we only got in 2 games, 2 big games. One was an 8-player game of Cosmic Encounter, which was just wild, wild shit. One of the most wild games of Cosmic ever had. Damn it. Yeah, 8-player Cosmic with 2 aliens each. That's 16 alien powers in the game. Which means that there's 32 flares in the deck. It's pure chaos. I mean, every encounter, people are busting out new flares and alien powers interacting with alien powers. But the game not only can support that much chaos, it thrives off that kind of chaos. It was one of the most fun games we've had in a long time. Ended up being 5-way victory, of which I was one of the 5. Would have been a 6-way victory, but then Mert played a flare at the end. It basically just prevented one of my friends from winning with us. It was just a nice fuck you. Yeah, good times. So, that was a blast. And then yesterday, we did a 6-player game of Cosmic, not Twilight Imperium. And when I play Twilight Imperium, I play purely just to have as much fun as I can. Oh, shit. So I was very happy at the start. I got the Hassan race, which are basically the space cats. And the space cats are all about trade. They want to trade with as many people as possible, and they thrive off having the most trade goods. So it's a very social role. You're trying to make friends with everyone. And it tends to be my go-to race if I can get it. We play kind of randomized races. So it's rare that I actually get it, but I was quite glad. And damn. Isn't that the point of all games to have fun? Yeah. I mean, that's how I see it, but, you know, obviously some people are very competitive. It's only fun if you win, so on and so forth. But I figure you go in with the goal of having fun. You're a winner either way. And, double kill. God, Ares just has so little mobility. Did I name one after my Boogle? Well, Boogle's no longer with us, so no, it would be, if I was gonna name a cat after something, it would be one of my current cats. I'm not a bitch. Oh. Treasured pets to live on in the heart. Oh yeah, Boogle was great. I mean, except for the whole pissing all over the place part. But yeah, so the point is, when I play TI especially, I play just to cause as much chaos and have as much fun as I can, and if I don't win, it's hardly a problem. But I am pleased to say that in a freak occurrence, I actually did win TI. It was sort of a thing like halfway through, it sort of became a tipping point where I was like, I'm kind of enough in the lead here where I could actually start focusing on winning instead of having just fun. And I did definitely have some fun in the early game. We were playing with the expansion for the first time. The expansion added these exploration cards whenever you first landed on a planet. That provided all these like little benefits, but one of the things that they could provide was these relic fragments in 3 different colors. And if you got 3 of the same colored relic fragment, you could hand them in to get a relic, which was kind of this powerful ongoing thing. so very early on, I got this action card that I could use as an action one time that would let me just steal a relic fragment from one of the other players. And so, instead of just using it like a normal person might, I had to think like how a Hassan player, a Hassan individual would use it. So instead, I showed it to my opponents, and I said, look, I will buy your relic fragment off you for 2 trade goods, which is not very much. I will buy it off you for 2 relic fragments, or if you don't sell it to me, I will use this card and I will take it from you. And I got away with that a shocking number of times, where people were just like, well, I'd rather have 2 trade goods, so alright. And so I bought many relic fragments at a very cheap price, because people would just rather have the trade goods than just have it taken for 0 trade goods. And if any one of them would have just stood up and been like, no, I refuse, you have to take it, then, you know, I might have had to use the card, and that would have been the end of my extortions. And that is eventually what did happen, but yeah, I was able to extort like 4 or 5 cards that way. I mean, I still had to pay for them, but I mean, really, in a fair market, those cards would have been worth like 4 or 5 trade goods. So by the end of the game, I had 3 relics, where most players had 0, because I'd either bought or stolen most of them. So not only was that a lot of fun, it was definitely advantageous to me to have so many relics. Like an Arab trader and 4 times as shrewd. Yeah, I mean, that's what it felt like. It was a shining moment.
Killing spree.
That was a good win. That was close. That was good. And so that's the thing. I never went to battle ever. Like, it's a 4X game, so you've got exploit, exterminate, explore, and whatever the last one is. And I did the exploring, of course, and I certainly did the exploiting, but I never do exterminate. It just does not interest me much to just do combat when there's so many other avenues. And so that's why it's very easy for me to make allies, because it's like, I have all these trade goods. I've got all the money, which people want, and they know that I'm never just going to attack them. And along the way, 2 players gave me their special promissory note, their card, that basically gave me extra victory points for free as part of like our alliances, as part of our deals. So I got 2 free victory points from that out of 10 needed. So that was big. And I would say a part of the reason I won is that 2 of the players towards the end of the game were basically needing to go home. And so they had kind of just given up competing. That was a part of it, but not really the main reason I won. I was already well ahead at that point. So yeah, Very rare. I've only won TI, I think, one other time, so it was nice. And yeah, it was just a good couple days of gaming. We've come a long way from our old cabin trips where we'd go out to a cabin at a resort and spend like 3 days straight just nonstop gaming, but we're able to do these little trips a lot more often, so it's an okay trade-off, I guess. But yeah, it was good stuff. I won't attack him. I'll extort the hell out of him. Yeah, I mean, they expect that at this point, though. They know there's going to be some extorting, but as long as I don't threaten their ships and I give them trade goods, it's okay. I mean, because you can't just be like, give me, it couldn't be, I'll give you one trade good for that card or I'm going to steal it. Because they have to hit that nice sweet spot where they're like, I guess. Because if you go too low, if you lowball them too much, if you push them too hard, they'll push back. And you can't have that. There has to be alliances. There has to be niceties. But just to my advantage. It's like a casino, you got to let the patrons win sometimes as long as you win overall. That's what it's got to be. Yeah, I don't think we'll play TI again for at least another couple of years, so it was nice I got that win in. But, alright, that's... Managed to maintain things, stuff on your end is dried up like a prune. Yeah, that's a common tale. I mean, part of that is that it's my house, it's my sort of everything, I kind of organize it all, and I'm still single, so I don't have to contend with, like, wife and kids myself. As long as I can just wrangle them in for a little bit, we can keep it going. But yeah, I could see in 10 years, if I ever get married, things could fall apart, but I hope not. I mean, it's not like I have some crazy stressful job where I'm traveling all the time. So, but anyways, so this week, this channel, more Elden Ring, more Triangle Strategy, something interesting on Wednesday. We'll see what it is. More Core Keeper on Saturday with Two Brothers Play. Over on the Exploring series, we've got the whole big video on the Bellerverse and food SCPs coming next week. And that should do us. Yeah. So, thank you all for watching. Thanks for chiming in as usual. My name is Mangg. This has been Hanging with Mangg. I'll see you fine folks next week.